The conflict you feel isn't a simple disagreement. It's a battlefield of hidden influence, and the person you're facing is not fighting fair. Most of your exhausting arguments and lingering resentments aren't about the truth. They are a direct result of covert psychological games. Society tells you to fight manipulation with loud anger and frantic self-justification. That is the trap. The unspoken reality is that your emotional reaction is the very fuel they run on. Consider the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. A manipulator aims to stain your mind with their own toxic narrative, making you question your own perception. But they possess one profound, hidden fear. An individual who remains unshakably calm and possesses the precise words to unveil the truth. The right inquiry doesn't just stop their tactic, it dismantles the entire false reality they've constructed. Today, you will master 7 powerful Stoic inquiries that will instantly reveal a manipulator without drama, without conflict, and with your inner peace completely intact. After this, you will operate on a level beyond Gene 10% of people still lost in these emotional wars. Manipulation isn't an attack on your power, it is an assault on your perception. And the ultimate Stoic tool is not confrontation, it is illumination. These inquiries are deliberate and sharp. They are quiet instruments of truth. Use them, and you will feel the entire energy of the interaction transform. Are you prepared to wield this profound calm? Let's start. Part 1. The reason questions are a manipulator's weakness. This person operates in shadows. They prosper in uncertainty, in emotional turbulence, in a haze of partial falsehoods. Epictetus taught, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. That principle, when applied, dismantles manipulation entirely. They depend on a lack of clarity. They require you to be reactive, doubtful, and off balance, because lucidity demands responsibility. The manipulator needs the dialogue to be unclear, to be convoluted, and the Stoic slices through that confusion with one focused action: deliberate questioning. A single question achieves multiple goals at once. It demands lucidity, and the manipulator despises that. It demands responsibility, and the manipulator is terrified of that. It decelerates the interaction speed, and the manipulator resists that. It reveals underlying motive, and the manipulator cannot withstand that. These inquiries are not crafted for victory. They are designed to simply uncover what is real, because once you perceive the reality, the conflict itself becomes pointless. Part 2. The 7 precise inquiries. Let's proceed. You must be intentional with every single one. Speak them calmly with a steady tone. No emotional charge, no justification, no counterattack. You are not making an accusation. You are not justifying yourself. You are merely pursuing understanding. And understanding is the most powerful defense. Inquiry 1. What specifically do you mean by that? If a person is overstating, distorting reality, using emotional pressure, or rewriting history, manipulation flourishes in vagueness, broad statements, and those subtle, shaming comments. I get the sense you're never there for me. It seems like this always happens. People are telling me that. You understand, right? These are veiled distortions crafted to implant insecurity in you. Never receive unclear language. Your role is to bring light, not to adopt another person's disorder as your own. So you state calmly, what specifically do you mean by that? When you insist on specificity, you pull them from the emotional mist. A manipulator will hesitate. They will become frustrated, or they will try to redirect the fault because clearly labeling their action means they must claim it. A Stoic understands this. You cannot choose correctly when you are responding to a distorted picture. Pose this question with complete neutrality, like a scientist examining data. Feel your authority return the instant they struggle to reformulate the statement. Clarity is the foundation of command. Inquiry 2. What specific information supports that statement? This is where you transform the discussion into a Stoic inquiry. This is where it becomes challenging for them. The manipulator isn't prepared for logic. They anticipate emotional overwhelm. They don't desire proof. They desire surrender. Every controlling remark, particularly those built to induce shame or obligation, must be examined under the bright, clear light of reason. When you request supporting information, you compel them to transition from sentiment to substance. Suddenly, the story based on "I feel that" falls apart because they possess only suspicions and emotion. If they counter by criticizing you, "You should just understand this," that is clear proof they possess no basis. Their typical responses: they change the subject, they insult your integrity, they pretend to be hurt. Every one of these are indicators of manipulation. Your personal growth obligation is to never believe something as fact merely because it is shouted with intensity. Always request detail, factual basis, confirmable data. Their terror of the details is the proof of your success. The Stoic wisdom here is to hold every perception to the light. Inquiry 3 is that your personal interpretation or a verifiable event. The manipulator is an expert at arming emotion, converting their internal feelings into your external truth. They claim, "You intentionally humiliated me," or "You are simply indifferent." Those are emotional claims, not events. As a Stoic, you understand that your suffering stems from your assessment, not from the incident itself. This inquiry creates a firm boundary. It forces them to declare, "This is my perception," rather than "This is your action." Their influence breaks the moment they must confess their own perspective. Your true strength resides in your capacity to distinguish these two ideas. Maintain your calm and state this line, and you will observe them either fall back to the emotion or struggle intensely to avoid. Remember, you are not invalidating their feeling. You are stopping that feeling from defining your world. The Stoic lesson in this inquiry is that people are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. Inquiry 4. Who is responsible for this particular element? The manipulator exists through redirection. They will accuse you, the situation, other people, fate, anything except their own decisions. They cannot bear accountability because it destroys the victim identity they require to function. This inquiry directs a spotlight onto behavior instead of sentiment. It is not a charge. It is a neutral exploration of cause and consequence. Stand firm. A Stoic neither avoids accountability nor bears the weight of someone else's. When you ask this, you are compelling them to confront their own agency. Their response, the discomfort, the avoidance, the instant anger simply verifies. They are the one accountable, and they are attempting to avoid it. Your calm presence is the barrier against which all their accusations crumble. The Stoic wisdom in this inquiry is that accountability is true strength. Inquiry 5. So, what is the exact action you are requesting from me? This is a devastating question in dynamics. Manipulators seldom state a direct need. They imply, they nudge, or they emotionally pressure you into proposing or agreeing to assist them yourself. Because if they voice it clearly, you might refuse. Manipulation lives in the uncertainty of the unstated demand. This inquiry compels them to voice their goal openly. Now they must say clearly, "Yes, I want you to abandon your appointment to solve my issue. Yes, I want you to cover the cost for this. Yes, I want you to accept the responsibility." Once the request is voiced, you can make the conscious decision of a Stoic. Agree or refuse. Your self-mastery duty is to guard your resources, your focus, and your limits from covert expectations. Never respond to an implication. Insist on explicit terms. The Stoic lesson in this inquiry is that a stated demand ends the manipulation. Inquiry 6. What is the specific result you are trying to create here? Every manipulative exchange is moving toward a hidden goal: emotional control, obedience, validation, resources, or power. The manipulator never wishes for you to perceive their endgame. This inquiry doesn't ask what they feel. It asks what they are attempting to accomplish. It goes directly to their purpose. When you ask with composure, you force them to openly state their objective. If they are lamenting to get compassion, they must now state, "I want you to pity me and resolve my situation." When they become evasive or accuse you of complicating things, it is because you have revealed their machinery. Inner power is the skill to evaluate a scenario based on the intended final result, not based on the present turmoil. The Stoic wisdom in this inquiry is to perceive the intent, not the performance. This inquiry pulls the truth into the open. Inquiry 7. What is the root reason this matters to you? This is the final step. The first 6 inquiries address the action and the method. This inquiry targets the core reason, the fundamental driver. The manipulator never wishes to expose the real cause they are, advancing a story. Their motivation is the heart of the manipulation. When you ask this, you are piercing their greatest dread, their fragility, or their concealed need for dominance. Deliver this with detached interest, like a doctor analyzing a symptom. Their reaction will be alarm, diversion, pretended anger, or an abrupt return to vagueness. They might even stop the discussion completely. Why? Because manipulation cannot exist when the driver is revealed. By asking this question, you reach the Stoic objective. You don't triumph in a debate, you make the debate irrelevant. Part 3. The crumbling of the facade. You have posed the inquiries. You have applied the sharp tools of reason. Now you no longer need to struggle. The only action required is to witness. You will know with certainty that you are succeeding, not by seeing them agree, but by seeing them unravel. This is when they lose their calm and the performance starts to fail. Watch for the physiological signals. Abruptly, their vocal tone wavers. The rhythm of their words increases, becomes sharper. They can no longer maintain that fabricated serenity. That is the panic of exposure made visible. They will not provide a straight answer. They will switch the topic or assault your character directly. You are so detached, or you're making this complicated on purpose. They do this because they possess no logical response. They have no data, no substance, and no goal they can honestly voice. The manipulator is a performer relying on their lines, and you just tore up their entire script. When truth enters the space, manipulation suffocates. Their sudden move into the victim position is merely a last performance, a final effort to reclaim power through shame. But you, the Stoic, you simply remain there steady like a stone pillar. You feel no rage. You only feel validation. This is not a signal that you are incorrect. This is the exact signal that you are reclaiming your authority and your truth. You have won. Part 4. How to deliver these inquiries with Stoic presence. The question is merely one part of the tool. The other part, and the aspect that is most difficult for many, is the manner of delivery. You can memorize all 7 inquiries, but if you yell them with fury, you sacrifice all your advantage. You step directly into their emotional game. This is where you must learn the practice of the Stoic reply, The practice of neutrality. The most important rule: soften your tone, don't intensify it. Your calm is not passivity. It is the most potent surprise attack. The manipulator feeds on chaos. When you quiet your tone, your presence triggers their deep-seated insecurity. Speak deliberately, because the silence between words is your strength. Critically, do not rationalize your question. You do not owe an explanation for seeking reality. The instant you start to over-explain, you sacrifice lucidity. Keep your body language still. Your poise is their unease, their fragility. You must be resolute. Do not debate. Pose the question one time. If they avoid, restate it calmly. Your aim is not to win the encounter. Your aim is the reality. And here is the ultimate key. Be prepared to disengage. Manipulators feed on your engagement. Their deepest terror is being deprived of that resource. When you show a willingness to conclude the discussion, not in hostility, but in honor for your own limit, you claim ultimate command. Make your presence the armor that cannot be penetrated. Conclusion. The Stoic reflection. A manipulator only wins, only persists, when you provide them with what they want, which is a response. Only when you provide long justifications. Only when you weakly explain yourself. Only when you question your own perception instead of questioning them. But the moment you pause, take a breath, and start to ask those precise inquiries, specify that. What is the supporting information? Is that an interpretation or an event? You stop being a target. You stop being a participant. You become a reflection. And the manipulator, they despise reflections because a reflection doesn't deceive. A reflection doesn't fight. A reflection doesn't respond. A reflection simply shows the unvarnished reality. Today, you have learned how to show everything. Remember this central teaching. The Stoic does not struggle for power. They remove the deception, and authority naturally returns to them. If this lesson has reshaped how you handle difficult interactions, take one moment to support this channel by liking this video and subscribing to join our community on the path of Stoic mindset mastery. To solidify this commitment, comment the phrase, "My clarity is my shield," down below. And if you are ready to advance further, if you want to learn the exact Stoic responses to halt disrespect without a single word of conflict, then the video on your screen is your next essential step. It is the logical next level. Stay aware, stay strong, stay stoic. Thank you for watching.